Okay, this lesson today is for Taylor Swift's We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together. There are only 4 chords with 3 different variations as to how you play them. And so first I'll show you the basic 4 chords and then go through the variations. So the first chord is going to be a C type of chord. We're going to skip the low E string. The A string, we're going to play the 3rd fret with our middle finger. The D string is going to be muted, so you're going to flatten out your hand slightly so that the flesh on the back of your middle finger mutes the D string. Okay, G string open, B string 3rd fret with your ring finger, high E string 3rd fret with your pinky. Okay, and your pinky and your ring finger are going to stay right where they are for each one of the 4 chords. So, second chord, all you're going to do is you're going to keep these 2 fingers the same. Your middle finger you're going to move from the A string to the low G string, okay? And you're going to do the same thing with the muting, except for this time by leaning your finger back, you're going to be muting the A string. Okay, and the D string will now be open. So, 3rd fret with your middle finger on the low E string, mute the A with that finger, D is open, G is open, 3rd fret B string, 3rd fret high E string. Okay, next chord, again, keep these 2 fingers where they are. Then we're going to have the D string open and your index finger 2nd fret on the A string. Okay, you're skipping the low E and the A. Then the next basic chord, the final basic chord, is you're just going to take your index finger and you're going to move it from the 2nd fret on the G string to the 2nd fret on the D string. And now the G string is open, and these 2 the same. So, okay, so those chords were okay, so let's start with the easier parts first, the easier 2 variations, which are going to be what you encounter in the choruses. So, the choruses, you're going to do 2 strums per chord to start out with. It can be down strum, or down up, it doesn't matter, but 2, next chord 2, next chord 2, and then 1 each for the last 2. That's the last chord we learned, the 4th chord, and now just go back to the 3rd chord. Okay, so we had 1, 2 on the 1st chord, 1, 2 on the 2nd chord, 1, 2 on the 3rd chord, 1 on the 4th, 1 on the 3rd again. Okay? So that's the beginning part. And then the next variation, which comes in the 2nd half of the chorus, is purely down, up strumming. Okay? So you go through the chords the same way, just down, up strumming the whole time like this. Okay, so that looked like this. This is slow now. Okay, and after that, you go back to the 2 strums on the 1st chord, 2 on the 2nd, 3 on the 3rd, and then 1 more on the 3rd. Okay, so that's like this. All those progressions are, you know, we are never, ever getting back together. We are never, ever getting back together. And then the up, down, up, down, up, down comes on the you go talk to your friends, talk to my friends, talk to me. And then you finish off with the 2 again. We are never, ever, ever getting back together. Now the more difficult variation is what you find in the verses, and that is the arpeggiated variation, which varies from strumming to arpeggios. So what's going to happen there is I'm going to go through the same chord progression in the same order. Just going to have to pick some of the notes out. So we start with a strum on the first chord. Okay, then we have the G string picked by itself. I suggest using an upstroke for this first one. Okay, and then you go to your second chord, the G chord, and you pick the low E string, D, G, B, and then go back down, B, G, D. So we had the first chord strummed, and you have to stop that with your palm. Okay, you're just kind of resting your hand against the strings to stop that. Then G string, low E, D, G, B, and back down, B, G, D. And then the third chord you strum. Okay, so quickly that was. Okay. And after each of these strums, you stop it with your palm again. Okay, so after we played the third chord, now we have the G string again, and now we're going to modify or extend the fourth chord, the final chord that we learned, a little bit for this part. We're going to change it slightly. So now we're going to go G string, then the low E string open. Now here's our chord that we had, our fourth chord originally. So we're going to go G, low E open, then the bottom note, which is our index finger, 2nd fret on the D string, G string open, except now we're going to play the B string open as well. So the chord we've kind of made is this. Okay, so we had third chord strummed once, G open, low E open, D string, 2nd fret with your index finger, G string open, B string open. Now you go back down, B string open, G string open, except now you play the D string open as well. Okay, so that was okay, and then we're back to the first chord. Okay, so again, so that whole verse progression is like this, slowly. Strum, stop, arpeggiate, strum, stop, arpeggiate, repeat. Okay. Now it isn't easy to play this and sing it at the same time, but you can if you work on it. So it would be like this. I remember when we broke up the first time, saying this is it, I've had enough. Cause like we haven't seen each other in a month, when you said you needed space. So, there are the 3 variations and the 4 different chords, and good luck. I hope you enjoy it.